Okay, I wanted to make a quick video. This is my first video like this, so I've posted a couple of videos over the last few days showing the Osmo mobile and the problems I've been having with the iPhone 6s Plus. There's been lots of comments about the image stabilization, which obviously this phone I think has got digital and optical. I've been on to Filmic Pro, and there's a button in the Filmic Pro app that allows you to turn off the stabilization. Now I wanted to confirm with them that it actually turns off the optical and the digital. Now I'm going to bring it up on here. So this is, let me bring it around here. This is the Filmic Pro app. There we go. And then what you do basically is you click on this little bar at the top, and this kind of icon here with the handshake, you turn that to off. Now they're saying to me that that disables the optical and the digital stabilization, and obviously I can see that actually when you turn that on and off it's a lot wider, so it is definitely, yeah, it's probably, I don't know in degrees, but it's quite a lot wider and it looks sharper. So if that is the case, then that's good. So the next test would be obviously to balance it. So the other option people are saying is that it isn't balanced properly. Now I'm pretty sure I balanced it properly, so if that is the case and it was balanced properly, then it's the motors that aren't strong enough to support the weight, and they're what's wobbling the phone. So I want to test that again in a second. I'm going to go through and balance it as best I can, and then we shall take a look using this app to see if I can get any better results. Right, we've got the Osmo mobile here, and I've got it in the base that you can buy, which actually is very good. One thing I will say for any user, when there's no phone in this, obviously if you've got the phone in it and then you turn it off, it kind of slings down and bashes on there. So you need to be careful. I mean, I don't know why. It could either do with a little bit of padding on there. Otherwise you're going to end up chipping all the paint off that over time. So just to be aware of that. That once you take it off, it loses kind of all the weight. So I've got an iPhone 6s Plus, and it's a 60. Where does it say on the back? No, it doesn't. I think I've got the 64 gigabyte version. So basically, what you do is loosen that off, push your phone in once it's wide enough, and then what you do is you push it all the way down to the end. Now, what a few people are suggesting is that there's like a rubber foot here along the edge here, and that maybe you have to get it lined up with that. I just kind of shoved it in last time and it might have not been absolutely 100% flush to that, so I'm going to try that. See, it doesn't actually want to go. If I push it into the middle of this grey kind of foot, maybe best to hang it upside down so then it'll, and then tighten it, and that way it should sit flush. Let's have a look. Yeah, so now sitting flush here and here, so that looks better. Okay, so that's step one, tightened. Step two, there's a little kind of knob here, and you undo that, and then you pull it out to get it balanced. Now, to me, I'd say that's pretty balanced. Let's just try it that way. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to tighten that up on the back. So that's nice and tight. Let's make sure it hasn't changed. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, next, just make sure. Okay, so I'm in the Filmic Pro. Well, let me start with the Dji Go App. So launch that up. This is what I do like about the phone. There you go, instant, straight on. The Bluetooth connects and you got your picture, which is so much quicker than the Osmo. So that's great from that point of view. Okay, so it's now sitting flush on both feet. Okay, I've got it in 4K, 30 frames a second. And actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. now we've got it in there, I'll do the calibration. So there's a auto calibration. Hit start, and it says, is it on a flat platform? Yes, it is. And then it goes off and does its thing. So let's see if that helps. It could be that it wasn't sat in the feet straight and that's causing it to vibrate slightly, but if that is the case, they need to be clearer on the instructions that when you mount the phone it has to be flush against those feet, because there is a little wiggle room in there for it to be slightly off center. I'm not against this product. I've got lots of DJI products and I think they're great. I want this to work because I've always got my phone with me, so you know, this is the next step. Obviously, rather than carrying the Osmo as well, I can just carry this gimbal, job done. I can shoot on my phone, upload straight to YouTube or Facebook, and it's done. Okay, so it's now saying it's calibrated. Right, okay, I'm going to go outside and do a bit of testing, and then we'll kind of look at it in the video and see what happens. Okay, just outside, and I'm going to just do some walking up and down using the Dji Go App. See what we get. I'm just stood pretty much dead still. You should see if there's a. I'm going to use two hands. So I'm using two hands now just to stabilise it. So I've locked the exposure and focus to see if that's what's causing the problem. Maybe it's trying to refocus. It's quite windy out here, as you can hear, so if that is any better. Okay, so what I've got set, I'm going to go for 4K again, and let's do 30 frames a second. Right, I've got the image stabilization turned off. Actually, there is a you can enable it to work with the Osmo in here, so that's what I've done. Okay, so we're set up now. Just make sure this is level. Hit record. Okay. Just going to do a bit of quick walking. I'm not running, but I'm quick walking. Okay, as you saw from the video, I did a couple of different clips, one with the DJI Go app, and then the next one with the Filmic Pro app with the image stabilization, in theory, turned off from what they're saying. So I haven't looked at the footage yet on a big screen, so I'll go and do that now, and then I'll kind of cut this together. One thing I do want to show is the active track, which is actually really, really good and works really well. If they can introduce this into the actual Osmo, then that'd be fantastic. So basically I've got it in the selfie camera. Let's turn it around a little bit. And then you just click the green thing to turn it on or off once it's on. And then you drag it around your face. There you go. And as I move around, Oh, there you go. It lost me for a second, but then put my face back in. And it does work quite well, even from a distance. It doesn't have to be a face. I've tracked it on some different subjects, and it works well. So, quite impressed with this feature. Just need to get the balance sorted out so that it works with this big phone. Gimbal has reached, what did that say? Gimbal has reached limit or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to put the footage together and see what we get. I've taken a look at the footage that I recorded. Now, I recorded the first bit of footage in the Dji Go app. One thing I did notice, if you lock the focus and the exposure, so you kind of hold your finger on the screen for a couple of seconds, it locks the focus. That actually did give a little bit of improvement. There wasn't quite so much wobbling on the footage. So I think, yeah, if you can kind of lock the focus, so you can do that in the Filmic Pro app, but again, most people that are using this aren't going to do that. They're going to just press record and let the camera do whatever it's going to do. So I think if you lock the focus, the lens is not hunting so much. I don't know about the 6S, how that works. Maybe because it's a digital lens, it doesn't have that, like an optical lens moves around to try and find the focus. It doesn't do that. The footage from the Filmic Pro with the stabilization turned off, I didn't notice that much difference. It was a little bit better. And again, if you lock the focus, I think it will be better. I think the biggest issue is the weight of the phone. I just looked it up. The 6S weighs 143 grams and the 6S Plus is 192 grams. So it's 50 grams difference. Now, I actually think that is the problem. I think the lens is trying to hunt as well, but I think the gimbal motors, they just can't handle the big phone. I put the 6S in it, which my dad's got, and it was rock solid. I didn't have to do anything. I just put it in, press record, and everything looked great. Whereas this has just been a complete faff. Trying to balance it, and you're not going to remember to do that every time you put the phone in there. If that's what you need to do to get good footage. People who buy this, they want to put the phone in, press record, and it shoots good footage. I'm not running around. You definitely couldn't run with it. Maybe you can run with the 6S because it is a lot more stable. As I say, when I put it in there, it just felt a lot more rock solid, and it didn't feel like the gimbal was kind of fighting the phone, if that makes sense. With the 6S Plus in there, I'm getting a kind of slight, I don't want to call it a vibration in the handle, it's a little bit of a hum, and I don't think I got that with the 6S. I haven't got it to hand at the moment to try, but I don't think I got that, which would suggest the motors are straining a little bit, and obviously whenever you walk you introduce that little bit of up and down motion. Now, I'm not expecting this to be as smooth as the Osmo with the Z-axis thing on, because that thing is awesome, but just normal walking, I would expect it to be kind of almost like it's floating, which is what I got from the 6S. So clearly this phone is just too heavy, and obviously combine that with the optical image stabilization, it's causing a problem. Now obviously the iPhone 7s have just come out. Both of those have got optical image stabilization built in. I don't know the weights of the phones, so maybe if you've got a phone that's around 150 grams, I don't know my ounces, sorry, it'll probably be absolutely fine. The motors are not straining, so they're not, giving it that kind of shake. But I say, I haven't seen a lot of other videos on YouTube showing anybody testing this, so I'm not sure if maybe people don't have it yet. Maybe I was one of the first to get it. I don't know, but be interesting to see what other people say. But I think potentially the phone is just too heavy. I mean, I took it off. I've got a small case, but I took that off as well. I mean, that's not heavy. I don't know what that weighs, but it's nothing. But the phone, just the bare phone on its own is 192 grams. So it's quite a heavy phone, and it does feel heavy. Whereas the 6S, it does feel really light compared to this 50 grams. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's a bar of chocolate, let's say. So and obviously the size. This is quite a bit bigger, so the surface area is a lot bigger. So I think that could be the issue. Combine that with the lens, this is the problem. So DJI, it'd be interesting to know your findings. I'm surprised this wasn't tested in advance. And I'm sure in the next few days there will be a change on the Osmo mobile website that it may not be compatible with this phone, or they might change the weight allowance to something a bit lighter, but I'd be interested to see. Okay, that's my findings. I'm still trying to return the Osmo mobile because it's no use to me. This is the only phone I've got, and I'm getting the runaround from DJI. They're saying you need to contact sales, you need to contact support. One's referring me to the other, to the other, to the other. So I'm a bit frustrated with that. I thought their customer service would be better than that. But there you go. It is what it is. So I will have to see how I get on with that. But hopefully I can get my money back. I say, somebody out there who's got a 6S or a lighter phone than this and wants to, to come and get this and buy it off me, that's fine. They can do that. It's a great product with the right phone. But with this phone, it's no good. Okay? Bye.